I'm not exactly sure how to articulate this next question, so it might sound a little messy, and forgive me if it does. But I've been thinking about how we ended up here and all these problems that have been created by the injection. And I'm thinking fast forward 5, 10 years where the science has advanced to a point where we find what might be the perfect solution to this. As far as I can tell, if we've caused disruption with modifying DNA through an injection, the ultimate answer might be another injection. Is that a solid line of logic there?
There is a paper by Holscher, Mariota, and myself has now been fully accepted peer-reviewed publication suggesting that we could actually deactivate some of these strands of genetic code by using small interfering um, ribonucleic acid. We do this right now, by the way. In cardiology, I can use patirasan as well as in Clenzeran. I used to use mipomersin. These small interfering segments of code, they simply bind to the longer tail and shut off any more production of the S protein. So in theory, they would work great in such as an antidote. There's another way to just kind of lock the genetic code for the deleterious antigen, and that is what's called ribotech technology. So I think these will come along. The $1 million question is what you're implying is, are they reverse transcribed? Is the code, is a mirror image of the code put into human DNA where we couldn't do anything about it? And boy, let's hope that isn't the case. One paper by Alden and colleagues from Malmo, Sweden, Yang de Maritis, senior author, does show, at least in the human hepatoma cell line where the cells are rapidly dividing, that in fact, the center portion of one of the company's code was taken up into human DNA within about an hour. And it was 444 base pairs. Now, the group believes if that center portion is taken up, the whole thing is taken up. If that's the case, if people are permanently genetically transformed by taking these, the issues on the table are staggering about, passing this on to children, birth defects, diseases, new unusual diseases in children. Infertility comes up as an issue. And we know that the quantity of product is insufficient to change the genetic code of every single cell. So it's going to be a mosaic of cells. Maybe the body can turn over these cells and there's not really a perceptible impact. But boy, what a misadventure it was to choose genetic technology out of the gate for the world's first emergency mass vaccination program.
Well, let's assume for the sake of argument it's not permanent, and this is the answer to the problems we've created. I'm sure you can understand how that might sound scary to a lot of people, how basically the technology that caused these problems, it sounds like almost the same technology is being presented to solve it. I mean, do you have any way to alleviate those concerns?
Yeah, well, the small interfering products are, again, very small. They don't have significant side effects. They're widely used now in a problem called cardiac amyloidosis or in patients with familial hypercholesterolemia. So we have a track record of using them. They are not modified like the current sets of products. They're not long lasting. They last in the body about 3 days. It's interesting that when we use these forms of genetic products, there was a multi-year development timeline, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, all the standard preclinical toxicity dossier, and they were proved to be safe. It just goes to show you can use, genetic products, ribonucleic acid products, and have them be safe, but they need to go through these traditional pathways.